So what's going on, guys? So yesterday on my recent mmorpg news, I covered a specific topic that's been buzzing in the community for Path of Exile. Right now, Path of Exile is having the biggest update on the game's history of being alive, and it's called heists. Now, I couldn't fully cover the entirety of Path of Exile's heists in just a MMO news video, so I'm giving a major big spotlight to a lot of new and old players to the game. See you in the video. So what exactly is heists? So on September 18th, there will be the official release of Heist League. Your objective in a heist is to reach the artifact. And get out without dying. But to start a heist, you take your contract to the Wayfinder in the Rogue Harbor, which that little area we'll speak about later in the video. There, the Wayfinder will accept your payment of markers to pay for the various aspects of the heist you will need. This is when you will gather your intel and hire the rogues that will accompany you on the heist. Then you will be teleported to a location, and on your way to the artifact you will find rooms full of rewards. Keep in mind, you can only leave the heist with what you can carry, so you will need to make sure you have enough room in your inventory to carry the artifact out. So this feels like a big dungeon. That is, the theme is robbing, hence heist. During the heist, you can steal items from lockers, trunks, lock boxes, and the enemies you kill. By killing said guards, making too much noise can raise the alert level. If the alert level meter fills up, you will trigger the alarm and will have a short time to get out before you are swarmed with guards. If the alarm is sounded and the timer runs out, the artifact will be locked down. If you succeed and steal the artifact, the alarm sounds automatically and you will have to race to get out before you die from a hell of a lot of guards. Trust me, you don't want to get caught. If you succeed and escape, you would need to go to the MPS Wakano to exchange the artifact for markers. Each time you succeed in a heist, it helps gain intel for future heists in the Grand Heist. Now, like I said, this is like a big dungeon, but I have a feeling they got heavily inspired by Rockstar's GTA 5 heist. So as I'm reading the patch notes, certain things are quite similar in both games. But Path of Exile has a unique twist on it, and we're going to discuss that a little bit further in the video. So, as I mentioned earlier, we have a Grand Heist. Grand Heists require blueprints. Blueprints are a new item that is introduced in the heist update to plan a grand heist. They are very similar to a regular contract in the way that they are new areas in the world and can be crafted. It is like your own instanced area where you can steal until your heart is content or until your heart is ripped out from your body, very viciously and rough. And I don't think nobody wants their heart ripped out rough and viciously. But we're gonna continue. You do have several options when you are planning a grand heist. So you got the first option, which if you believe yourself as a beast or a god, you can solo it by yourself. Or think you might need some help, bring some friends. Or you can do the cheap way out, which is selling the blueprint on the market for a profit. That's for all my sleazy boys out there. Now you do have the option to choose to complete your grand heist. You do need to select a team, which the team is called Rogues. That team will need to have items equipped to make them more efficient. These special items will drop during the heist. On a normal heist though, you can only take one rogue with you, but on a grand heist you can take up to 3. So keep that in mind, guys. Each wing of a grand heist has its own alert level. Your blueprint comes in handy to help you navigate each wind and know how to escape the best way. Now, the major part of the grand heist is the planning phase. Unlike most of Path of Exile, where you just run and gun your way through enemies, heists can be a little bit more finesse to complete. It is not always best to kill everything, and you might want to pull some Metal Gear Solid and do some sneaky stuff, not try to always get into a fight. You want to, stay to yourself. Not saying you have to be truly stealthy, but trust me, it will help, especially in a grand heist. It's like robbing a bank. You could go in guns blazing, or you could probably try the smarter route and not get yourself killed. But that depends on your skill if you could do either or. Moving on to how you're rewarded for completing a heist. Now with the current heist update, there will be a whole bunch of new rewards to obtain. There are about 900 more gem variations. There are replica items, trinkets, and heist enhancements. Replica items are very interesting. If you are not new to Path of Exile, you know that according to the game lore, there's only one of each unique item that exists in the entire world. But in reality, we know that is not the case, because we have the same unique item as a million other players do. But in the world of Path of Exile, that unique item is rather unique. So in reality, we all have the same thing, but in the lore of the game, we don't have the same thing, if that makes any amount of sense. It probably doesn't, but work with me here. We're trying to work with it. Replica items are as well based on the lore as a copy of a unique item. Now, that can be bad or good. In the case of Path of Exile, having a massive passive skill tree, it's a good thing. Take the bow, for example. Say you're running a Marauder with a high amount of strength and your decks cannot meet the requirements of the Iron Commander Death Bow. You can now have a Marauder that uses the replica Iron Commander Death Bow. If you thought that the builds in Path of Exile were endless and daunting before, well, the devs over at Grinding Gear Games just open up more paths to play the way you want. So for any of you new players out there that haven't played Path of Exile, be very wary. For the first time since the launch of Path of Exile, a new item slot will be introduced in a heist update. Trinkets specialize in improving the rewards from your heists, but trinkets will not change your build, but they will help you during the heist. Moving on to the contracts and the markers. So contracts and markers are new heist specific items that drop from monsters throughout the game to include the heist. Markers are a new form of currency that you can exchange with rogues for various skill and services. They are mainly used for all the functions of heist. Well, in a heist, if you're able to steal the contracted artifact, the artifact can be sold back to the fence for a large amount of markers. Contracts are the world areas or maps that represent the heist location. Each contract is attached to an artifact that needs to be stolen, and you the one needs to go steal it. You can either use contracts that drop, or you can craft your own with modifiers. The higher the quality of the contract crafted means the higher the difficulty you will affect on your heist. To compensate for the ramped up difficulty, your rewards will be a bit more rewarding. So the rolls for the different modifiers are random, but like all crafted items in Path of Exile, players will quickly discover the pool of modifiers that come with the specific currency used to modify them. Like most Path of Exile leagues, heists can be accessed at about level 3. The heists are essentially new maps that have been added to the game that can be accessed before the in-game content. So last but not least of this massive update, we have the brand new town area that is coming with the update and is called Rogue Harbor. Rogue Harbor is the new town-like area where you will assemble your crew to go on heists. In the harbor, you can pay various thieves to assist you. The crew members have various skills that will be critical in helping you complete the heist. Without them, you will evidently fail, and you'll be upset. Probably uninstall the game, then reinstall it. But it's okay, just know we're all here for you. But you do get a little nifty different skills you can use on a heist, like lockpicking, you got different transportation, and disarming traps, and a little bit more that will be discussed later on, probably in another video. There are 13 rogues you can hire to assist you in your heist. The rogues are scattered throughout Rogue Harbor, ready to be hired with markers. The harbor is where you will conduct your business of planning heists, talking to NPCs, buying and selling goods, and as well as crafting. You can access the harbor by consuming a marker in town or at your hideout, but once you arrive in Rogue Harbor, that's when all your planning begins to start your heist. Now, not all of the 13 rogues are able to come with you on a heist, so don't try to, oh, we're gonna get saved 13. No. Only 4 of the rogues offer services in helping you plan the heist, so they offer things like the transportation or intel. And of course, as we all know, if you're trying to rob anything, bank, whatever, intel is extremely important in ensuring the success of the heist. Without it, you will more likely be dead or you'll lose. And I don't think you want to be fighting for your life as endless waves of guards come at you. And not to mention, if you die, you lose everything that you tried to pick up during the heist, so be careful. Now, 9 of the rogues have a set of specialized talents, like lockpicking. Along with the main talents, rogues also have up to 3 sub-abilities at their disposal. Each time you successfully complete a heist, the rogue skills that they have used to assist you gain experience. As their experience grows, you open up more and more intel, and you can plan for a better grand heist. So with that being said, be ready on September 18th for the heist drop. And guess what, guys? This is only part 1 of the Path of Exile heist update. This update is so big that I had to talk about it in 2 videos. So after you're done watching this, give me a couple days and I'll have part 2 of this coming out just for you guys, explaining a little bit more of this update. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, hit that like button. If you want to see more content from your boy KSDTV, then hit that subscribe button. And until next time, my Outcasts, it's been your boy KSDTV, signing out. Peace.
I don't wanna break down, I've been losing faith now. I've been in my mind, getting used to the pain now. No one else to blame, did this all on my own. I don't think I'll change, this is all that I know.